Welcome back to the Power 5, everybody, where we swept last week in both college and the NFL, as a matter of fact. And for NFL, I told you to sell high on the Lions. They failed to cover, trailed the Bears most of the game, in fact. I told you to buy low on the Giants, and sure enough, they upset the Commanders. Power play of the week was under Raiders-Dolphins, a winner as well. Stay tuned for this week's selections in just a moment. But speaking of selections, don't forget about the once-a-year, $69, 7-day all-access special, currently being offered right now at WagerTalk.com. For less than $10 per day, you can get all of my selections for the next 7 days. As a matter of fact, you can get any of your favorite handicapper selections for less than $10 per day over the next week. No coupon code needed at checkout. And as a reminder, I enter Wednesday on a 24, 12, and 2 all-sports run. That's 67%. Went 5-1 last week in the NFL. I'll let you know about a big play I've got on tap for this Sunday in just a moment. But first, let's start the Power 5 the same way we always do. And that's by looking at the WagerTalk.com live odds screen to see how the market is moving. Since I'm recording this on Wednesday, I've chosen to focus on line movement for the 3 Thanksgiving games. Obviously, a lot could change between now and Sunday for the rest of the contests. Kicking off the Turkey Day tripleheader, we've got Packers and Lions. Movement here on the total, which has been bet up from 44.5 to 47. I agree with that move, as the Lions have put up 31, 41, and 26 points themselves the last 3 weeks. Defensively, though, they have issues. They gave up 38 to the Chargers, 26 to the Bears. So we could be seeing and should be seeing points aplenty in the NFC North game to kick off Thanksgiving. In the second game, the public is all over Dallas and the over. Cowboys open -9.5. They're now out to -12.5 at home versus the Commanders, who, as I mentioned earlier, lost outright at home to the lowly Giants last week. Doesn't get much worse than that. Ron Rivera seems like a lame duck on the sidelines. And the total for Dallas-Washington up to 48.5 after opening 45. I'll have a free winner on this game coming up at the end of the show. But lastly, the Niners are another favorite that has taken money. They're up to -7 in Seattle, primetime game. Look ahead was -4, but after a loss to the Rams where Geno Smith got hurt, no one wants anything to do with the Seahawks, do they? I'll have a great trend on this matchup coming up in our Stat of the Week section, but for now, I just want to let you know that this could be the first Thanksgiving with 3 favorites of 7 points or higher. It was back in 2006 when the league added a 3rd Thanksgiving game. Now moving to Sunday, we are going to talk about Sunday's games a little bit. We've got 2 picked out here for our sell high and buy low sections. With sell high, remember, we're looking for a team that's on an unsustainable run, perhaps, or just plain overvalued. The last 2 weeks, the sell high teams have been the Bengals, who lost outright to the Texans. And as I said earlier last week, it was the Lions failing to cover against the Bears. This week, I think it's a team on an unsustainable run that is overvalued, and it's the Broncos. 4-game win streak for Denver, but 3 of those victories have been by a total of just 5 points. The last 2 weeks, Denver's been +6 in turnover margin, yet they've won only by a single point in each game. Wow, so you have to think that they would be 0-2 had it not been for turnovers against the Bills and Vikings, 2 primetime games, as a matter of fact, so you probably watched those. This week, though, Denver, it's a 4:05 Eastern kickoff, and they're facing a Browns team that may be starting DTR quarterback. But oh, by the way, folks, Cleveland has the top-ranked defense in the league. This is a low total. Denver, I don't think they should be favored, considering they still have a -51 year-to-date point differential, while the Browns, their point differential is +47. Sell high on Denver as a favorite this week. For buy low, here, it's just the opposite of sell high. We're looking for a team that's undervalued, perhaps due for a turnaround. Obviously, it did not get any lower than the Giants last week, and they came through for us in this spot this week. How about a team that is not a big underdog, but rather a pick'em? That's the Atlanta Falcons, hosting the New Orleans Saints. The Dirty Birds have lost 3 in a row, but those 3 losses have all been by 5 points or less, so little variance, and they could be coming into this game with a better record. Coming off a bye, Atlanta is back to Desmond Ridder at quarterback, but the bigger quarterback concern in this matchup is on the other side, where the Saints may have to go with Jameis Winston in place of an injured Derek Carr. Saints, they too are off a bye, but we already know that Michael Thomas, Marshawn Lattimore are out. Just don't like what I'm seeing from New Orleans under Dennis Allen, quite frankly. As maligned as the Falcons have been, a win here would pull them into a first-place tie. And remember what I said before the season. I gave out on WagerTalk TV a future on the Falcons to win this weak NFC South division. I still think that's in play, so I say consider buying low on Atlanta this week against a banged-up rival, especially if you don't have to lay points. By the way, it's a double revenge spot for the Falcons. They lost twice to the Saints last year by a combined 4 points. You know they're going to be out to win this one. Arthur Smith really needs a victory in Atlanta. Which teams are you looking to buy low and sell high on this week? Why don't you go ahead and let me know down in the comments section below, and I'll be glad to respond. Also, while you're at it, don't forget to smash that like button. Give the Power 5 a thumbs up, and if you already haven't done so, be sure to subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Back to Thanksgiving for our stat of the week, Niners, Seahawks specifically, as I teased an incredible trend earlier, and here it is. Since 2004, road favorites on Thanksgiving have gone a stunning 24-1 straight up and 19-6 against the spread. That applies to San Francisco, obviously. And before I get to the power play of the week here, just wanted to let you know I'm going to have a 5% max bet in NFL on Sunday. You can get it by visiting my page. That's wt.buzz/BP. Cost of that single pick is $35. But remember what I said earlier. For just $69, you get all of my plays for the next 7 days. That's all sports. Basketball's off to an incredible start this season. I'm number one in NBA. So head on over right now, wt.buzz/BP, to take advantage of that special offer. And we wrap things up with another Thanksgiving game for our power play of the week. Commanders at Cowboys. Earlier I mentioned the money's come in on the favorite and the over for this one. So why not just take Dallas over its team total? It's a high number, but over 31.5 at plus 10 looks like a pretty strong bet to me. Why? Well, Dallas already averaging over 30 points per game for the season, and they're going to be facing one of the league's worst defenses in this one. At home, where Dallas is a perfect 4-0 straight up in ATS, they average 40 points per game. Wow, they're just really bullies against the bad teams. We've seen them put up 33 on Carolina, 49 on the Giants, 43 on the Rams, 38 on the Patriots, and 40 in that first meeting with the Giants back in week one. You're slamming down food at the table. I think you should get ready to see America's team put plenty of points on the board. Dallas, team total over 31.5 at plus 110 is your power play of the week. And that does it for the Power 5 for week 12 of NFL. Follow me on X, that's formerly Twitter, at Bryan Power _wins. Remember that $69 7-day all-access special, and that I have a 5% play coming on Sunday. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.